Alrighty, tapping in, tapping in. Thank you for clicking on my video, on my audio, my channel, visiting my channel. Um, this is, as you could tell by the title, which I finally made a visual for. Um, this is my first episode for a new series that I'm calling Sacred Six. And I'm going to explain where that comes from in this episode number one. Um, First of all, today is Tuesday, February the 17th, and that means it is our new moon in Aquarius, first of all, and our lunar new year, according to Chinese astrology. And what else? There's like a lot going on. Oh yeah, and it's the new moon eclipse, new moon solar eclipse. Yeah, so solar eclipse, lunar new moon, yeah, um, and the Chinese New Year. So I came up with this title, as you can see. I made it already, but I'm not looking at it right now, so I'm trying to remember it. It's called the Aqua New Moons um Lunar Fire Horse, something like that, because today introduces the year of the fire horse. And I'm just excited because I was born in the year of the horse. And so this year is a really special one for me because it presents the basically like looking at the year numer I hate trying to say the word. Um oh okay, maybe because I be trying to say the wrong word. Numerically, I be trying to say numerologically, if that's not a word. Numerically, looking at the dates, the year, um, yeah, basically the year, also my life path number, all of that. This year, for basically everybody born in 1990, this year presents almost like a rebirth is the word I prefer to use. Um, some people might say a restart to pretty much another level of living. There's a lot going on, man. And me personally, I feel like I've been on a journey um, where spirit has let me know multiple times, um, kind of like letting me know in advance that this would be a significant time for me. Um, I don't know if other people have gotten similar messages for themselves, but I know I have. And I want to talk about that. I want to embrace the energy of today and like honor it. Because something kind of tells me it's been, well, I know it's been a struggle to make it this far. Not only is it the whole Lunar New Year and Fire Horse, the year of the Fire Horse, not only is it all of that, but I just turned 36 years old, um, literally last month, like at the end of last month, hasn't been a month yet. And I just know, first of all, I've been on a spiritual journey. Um, and I just know that a lot of people, entities, um, a lot of folks thought that due to what they were doing towards me energetically, spiritually, which would affect me mentally, emotionally, physically. Um, they thought I wasn't gonna be here. When I said tap in, that's what I'm tapping into. And I've already known this, but it's kind of like a culmination today that I feel like I'm tapping into. Folks didn't think I was gonna make it this far. Folks didn't think that I'd get back up when being pushed down in the past at different times, through different setups, through different ambushes, betrayals, um, and I'm talking about from family to friends to lovers, quote unquote lovers, um, co-workers, employers. I've literally been in spiritual warfare since I was probably born, definitely since I was at least 4 years old, but consciously, very consciously, like full on online regarding my awareness of my spiritual warfare. That's probably only been since I say 2023. So 3 years ago is when I really awakened to the fact that I was in spiritual warfare. Because what happened was it got taken up another notch. And I think what happened was out of, I was away from all the distractions that I used to have around me, which were synonymous to many of my attackers. Um, yeah, I had moved, and so I was away from family, the friends that I knew, um, yeah, relationships, all that. I was away from all things familiar and in a place totally new, totally by myself. So I just feel like things just became more clear, and as well, I just feel like spirit, aka source, aka the Most High God, just took remove some more scales from my eyes, my third eye, so I could see what I was up against and what was going on with me 3 years ago when I got sick in a way that I had never been sick before. When I had another bout, my last bout of mental, um, well, depression, and so just an issue with my mental health in a real bad way. Um, just low, just low. And, I was being attacked and I didn't know it. I didn't know nothing about people really out there throwing, um, like bad juju my way, but that's exactly what was going on. Started to have these different kinds of dreams. I would have dreams in the past, but I never, I think, fully paid attention to them the way I should have, and I wasn't interpreting them in the best ways. But again, I was highly distracted. But 3 years ago, it was like a bomb went off kind of in my soul. I started being just more aware, more skeptical. You know, I wasn't fully armored yet with like how to protect the best way to protect myself. Not how I am today, but I started to learn like, oh, yeah, I can't have just anybody as a friend. I can't just be dating anybody. I can't just be giving my body to just anybody. I can't just be helping just anybody. Um, yeah. So the last 3 years since 2023, around the same time, um, I started to really come on board with my awareness. And it was because of, I want to say, at least two attacks going on in my energy at the same time. At least two. But that year, there was a lot more. There was a lot more attacks that I had to fight against. But they woke me up. You know, it's kind of like being hit upside the head over and over and over again. And instead of like getting dizzy and knocked out, I was just becoming more awake and seeing things more clearly. So this year, for myself, I'm not good at speaking generally. I'm not. So I don't speak on in a general way. I don't speak on other people. You know, sometimes I might say we this, we that, you know, but I don't try to push my beliefs, my understandings, my perspectives on other people. I'm just wanting to share um, what I have to share via the lessons I've learned, um, the experiences that I've had, the growth that I've experienced and am experiencing. This is this is very personal, first first person perspective type of sharing. You know, some stuff maybe secondhand because I picked it up from a book or a scripture, or, but it's through the lens of the life that I've been living for the past 30 something years. So, when I say Sacred Six, I want to explain the reason why I chose that title because it relates to what I was saying about this year being like a rebirth or a restart or start to a new level of living for those of us born in 1990 because of the numerology. Um, so basically, with anybody born in 1990, um, you're so I love numerology, right? So your life path number is determined by your birth date, like your date of birth, and when you do that calculation, uh, you add up all the numbers you need to add up for your birth date, you get a number, and then that describes to you your life path number, right? So basically, because we were born in 1990, those of us who were, and it was a 1 year, because numerology will tell you 1990 was a 1 year because you add up all the numbers of 1990, you get one. So those of us born in 1990 were born in 1 year, and it is also in Chinese astrology the year of the horse, but specifically the year of the metal horse. And I'm not a pro. This is just what I've learned so far. Um, so when we look at this year, it's not to say there hasn't been other 1 years, because there were. There was there was 2008. Um, well, first of all, let me think. Am I missing any? Well, yeah, because when you look at numerology, it's 9 year cycles. When you look at Chinese astrology, it's 12-year cycles. So numerology will tell us every 9 years the cycle restarts. So 1999 would have been the second number 1 year for those of us born in 1990. followed by 2008, followed by, it goes on and on. So 2008 was a 1 year because 8, 9, 10. Um, I'm not gonna list them all out because I don't memorize them all. But I know that 2017 was also a 1 year. And now 2026 is a 1 year. So, so the difference though, um, between this number 1 year and the other number 1 years is that this year is also the year of the horse, just like when we were born. Um, oh my goodness, I do not know. I did it wrong. Okay, y'all, I had paused my recording and I went to hit record again. This is my first time really using this tool for real. And I thought it went back to recording, but it hadn't. So I have no idea what the heck. I guess I was just supposed to hit pause again and I hit record, but that didn't start back the recording for me. So now it might be a gap on what I captured. I'm sorry. Because I sure was talking for like maybe 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Jeez. Okay. Well, I'll just continue this part that I was about to start speaking on. It's very important. And yeah, I know basically before what I was saying is that the horse, the year of the horse was the year I was born. So that was 1990. But along with it being the year of the horse, it was also in numerology number one, the number 1 year. You add up all the numbers and you get one. So basically, what I was saying was that this year is also the number 1 year because 2026 equals up to one, and then also the year of the horse as well, starting today with Chinese um astrology. Because I just like to look at everything and put it all together. I feel like all of astrology, numerology, everything, is just tools and resources for us to use along our spiritual journey to assist us on our path, just like any other resource we would use while driving along a road to get to a destination or walking along a path to, get somewhere. But I was talking about that again for a little bit of a lengthy time to get to this part here. And I think this would get into me explaining why this series is called it's being called Sacred Six. So yeah, I'm gonna just get back to the whole Sacred Six thing because I was about to go in another direction because I'm ADHD. So Sacred Six, so it's related to the numerology and all that because for myself, when I apply what I like to call sacred numerology, that's what I'm calling it. Um, when I use, when I calculate my life path utilizing quote unquote sacred numerology, I get that my life path number is a 6. Um, if not 33, but 33 reduces to 6, and we're gonna keep it simple. Um, is a 6, while the other way, the the common way of calculating my life path, I get a 5. But I must say, as a little disclaimer, I've been testing my sacred numerology theory out, and I've been getting confirmations, bro. I've been getting confirmations. I've been testing it on celebrities' birthdays, and almost every celebrity I have checked, and I've checked several, reveals them to have master number life paths or master number energy in their birth dates versus the other way. it- it could be for me a little confusing because not everybody, I'm like, it basically showed me why they are celebrities. Most celebrities have master master number energy in their birthdays. That at least that I was checking, and I'm gonna keep on checking. Um, so I'm sticking with my sacred numerology. That's what I gotta say about that. So with the sacred, and it makes so much more sense. The description of the life path 6 fits me to a freaking T. It made me almost, it actually, no, it did make me tear up when I was reading it because I always just focus on my stuff. So I would always focus on the 5. And it kind of fit, but not so much because I'd be like, well, is it just because I'm evolving that I'm not so like, because there was a spirit of freedom loving that I do have or did have, and that I do. I'm independent, but I also know that that aligns with my Aquarius sun sign. But when I finally really embraced looking at the descriptions for like past 6, I teared up and I was a little hurt. So I was like, it almost felt like they were trying to keep the truth away from me. You know, with the information that is deemed to be true, Life Path 6 description fits me. It fits me, if it's the younger version of me, if it's the current version of me, it just, it was like, again, my eyes were open some more. And I teared up because I was like, this is me, bro. That is me. So, anyways, so that along with looking up celebrities' life path numbers utilizing my sacred numerology, it just makes a lot more sense to me. This is not me trying to change the rules of common numerology. That's why I gave it another name. Um, because I kind of be feeling like both numbers fit me to some extent, but the 6 is a whole lot stronger, and even more so, 33. But I'm still diving into the, yeah. I don't need to go into that because I know that whole master life path stuff it's a different level. 33 does reduce to 6, so 6 would still apply regardless. So, with that said, that would mean that this year is a personal year 6 for me, as opposed to a personal year 5. First, I was thinking it's a 5 because that's my life path number, and with all the numerology, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, it's a rebirth. Like, this is the first year that it's gonna be, you know, the numbers for us born in 1990s. Like, this is the first year our numbers are gonna add up to our life path number, along with also being the horse year, like when we were born. So I'm like excited. But when I found out and realized that it's actually 6 for myself, then that brought in some more information for me that let me know I've been getting signs and signals that this time of my life is one of high significance, one of very high significance. Um, so sacred six. So the six comes from the fact that this year for me, if you do numerology, you do your calculations, you get your personal year number. But everything out there is going to tell you the common way. I have another way, like I call it. I already said I call it the sacred way, sacred numerology. And if you're still listening and you want to know, it's simple. Basically, you're going to change the number for the month to match the zodiac um cycle versus our Gregorian calendar cycle. The Gregorian calendar is not even the original calendar. Um, but it still has significance to me, but it's not the sacred way. Okay, it's not the pure way, it's not the untainted way. I feel like we've gotten lots of information that is untrue and that is given to us to steer us in the wrong direction. Like, that's not even far-fetched. We know that powers that be don't be wanting us to really figure out how to really be successful in the journey, on the journeys of our lives. Like, of course, they want us to be steered off of our path and to get lost. But no, no, no. So, with the zodiac cycle, instead of giving the number one to January, we give the number one to March because the new zodiac cycle begins with Aries. Aries is introduced in March. So I don't go into, you know, dibble and dabble with the dates too much. I just look at the months because I know that Aries doesn't begin until like March, like 20th or 19th or something like that. And I think it kind of changes a bit every year. I don't know. But that would be another level. Maybe I'll get into that when spirit directs me to do so, like later later down the line. But for now, I look at March as pretty much the first month of the year based on the zodiac cycle, which is in alignment with our seasons. Spring is introduced with Aries, and Aries is our first um our first astrological sign in Western astrology of the zodiac cycle. And also, it is the ruler, the ruling energy of the first house when we're looking at our astrology charts. The first house is synonymous to Aries. So basically, I just use the astrology chart and I use those numbers 1 through 12 and I switch them out for the number for the months. So pretty much you could create your chart. Your first house is ruled by Aries. This is aside from putting your information in the general chart. First house will be Aries, the number one, as well as um, the month of March. That's how I do that, and so on. The second house would be April. It's also Taurus, the number two, and so on through 12, so that January, instead of being labeled with the number one, is given the number 11. Because in the astrological wheel, the zodiac wheel, Western astrology, it is um, Ash- Aquarius is the energy ruler for the 11th house. Pisces is the last zodiac sign of our zodiac astrological wheel. So thus it gets the number 12. And it is Pisces is the ruler of the 12th house. So it just goes in alignment with our astrological chart. I have found that that is pretty on point for myself. And I'm gonna throw in another piece there since we are still in February. Since we are still in February, think about something if you're still listening. Thank you, first of all. Think about this because now we look at tarot. Look at tarot and look at the 12th card of the tarot deck, the tarot series, Major Arcana. Major Arcana will tell you, our tarot and the Major Arcana will tell you that the number 12 card, the 12th card is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man. The 12th month or the 12th sign of our zodiac wheel is Pisces. But if we use the same order like I just did, so basically if you apply my theory of sacred numerology that I just explained, the February will then be the 12th month. And so just think about the number 12. Think about what February is known to represent for us. Um, in America, it's Black History Month. Black history includes the era of, and I know this still occurs, but the era of slaves being hung, and February is Black History Month. The 12th major arcana card is the Hanged Man. And if we want to take it on one step further, we bring in Jesus, whose story is shrouded in numerology. It is. The Bible is. But Jesus, um, Jesus and the number 12 go together like you go with your life path, peanut butter jelly type, as well as the number 7. The number 7 was big with Jesus, but also the number 12 was 12 disciples. Um, right? So now look at the discussion of who Jesus was. There is um information available to us that lets us know Jesus was a black man. Jesus was quote unquote nailed to a cross. In another way, you can consider that Jesus was hung from a tree. And you have tarot telling you the 12th major arcana card is the Hanged Man. The 12th month, sacred numerology wise, of the year is February, given to Black History Month. Black people as slaves were hung. And there's information out there that Jesus, that tells you that Jesus was a black man who was quote unquote nailed to a cross, aka hung from a tree. So when I look at all those different pieces at the same time, I know that they wanted us to not put all that together. When I say they, I mean the powers that be, the people who tell us what the calendar is, because I didn't create the calendar. Who created the calendar? And if, we could take that, keep on going with who created the zodiac wheel and da 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 da. But we do know the seasons. The seasons do occur in the order that they do, right? And people found what the zodiac signs were by looking into the sky. But when you translate that stuff onto resources and tools and paper for us to use as guidelines to track our time spent, such as a calendar, then you look at, well, who created the calendar and made it? Because the Gregorian calendar, again, it's not universal, and it's also not even the original calendar that we used in America. But it for sure ain't universal. So when I put all that together, it to me satisfies my feeling that February is not the second month of the year. It's actually the 12th month. And it also helps me to get more clarity on why the heck, looking at September through December, they are spelled and named the way that they are, which are directly in relation to numbers. September, that is in alignment with the number 7. October is in alignment with the number 8. November is in alignment with the number 9. And December is in alignment with the number 10. And I know that there is a previous calendar. I don't know if they said it was the Roman calendar or and that there's a name for it where that those months were named the way they are because they were in alignment with those numbers. So it's like, cool. So who changed it and why? Hmm? Who changed it and why? You know. So, anyways, that's just a little background as to why I perceive the year the way that I do. So with that, I've applied that now to my numerology calculations. So, um, you want to look at basically your 1 begins with March, your 12 is February. That's if you want to also apply it for yourself. But that is how I got the number 6 for my life path versus number 5. Okay. So the other thing regarding 6 is in tarot. In tarot, the 6th card is the Lover's card. The sixth major arcana card is the Lover's card. And that makes sense. Because in numerology, they describe life path 6 as basically the lover, the nurturer, the person who is sensitive and always wanting to help everybody else and needs to learn how to be more selfish and not too selfless and not fall into being a martyr, which I promise that's me. So when I look at the Tarot Major Arcana series, I look at the numbers and I look at the sacred numerology and I see if there's any correlation between the two. So for my 6, my focus on 6, that leads me to focus on the Lover's card and obviously lovers, right? That does speak to me as well, even though I must admit I have been irking my brain trying to figure out the real energy of the Lover's card. Like, what does it truly mean? Because it has been difficult. And I think it's only been difficult because most of the interpretations that I've heard from others regarding the lover's card, they've often applied it to like the twin flame journey or union with another. And I've had terrible experiences in love. Um, but I also, in my astrology chart, so I look at everything. Astrology will tell you, my astrology chart will tell you that my Venus, which is the planet of love, it was retrograde when I was born. It was retrograding. So there's more there to be explored. But I've heard multiple different interpretations of the number six major arcana card, the lover's card. Um, I've gotten, I think, intuitively through like images and stuff that, a deeper meaning could be relating it to harmony of the two cells. So they apply that card to like Gemini, like the twins, but the two cells, which for me are described as masculine and feminine. My masculine side, my feminine side, my yin and yang, and really the union of both of them together in me. The other part to that is the devil card is 15 in tarot, but 15 also equals 6. And I can tell you, I feel like I've had more experience in the with the version with the number 6 in the version of the devil card 15 versus 6, which obviously 6 is a simplification of 15. So I do think they are related, and I think that way of all the numbers in the major arcana card. I think that one is related to 19, and um, there's another. No, 1, 10, and 19 are related. 2, 11, and 20 are related. 3, 12, and 21 are related. And you can even take that again back to looking at the months in alignment with the zodiac wheel, because 21 ends the major arcana series in tarot. But if 21 is in alignment with 12 and 3, then look at the 12th month of the year using the astrological wheel. So making that February the last month of the year in alignment with the last card of the major arcana series in tarot. I'm just saying. So, um, when I look at 6, I do also think about 15, especially because even when you look at the images, they're similar. It's just that the devil is not present in the lovers card, but the two beings are. And I think, is it the not the high priestess? I think it's the Hierophant, maybe. Um, that's also on the lover's card. Don't quote me. But the lovers are both present. The two yin and yang, feminine and masculine, are also present on the devil card. And I consider, just focusing on 6, I consider 15 as it's the more dense version of 6 energy, whereas 6 is 15 simplified. It's lighter energy, light versus dark. And That really does fit my life. And I know this is going to sound a little sad, but it's my truth. I have fought through thick, thick energy of darkness all my life since I was born. So you can call that devil energy. You can call it hell. I don't care. I know it's been darkness. I described it to my current therapist as like a force, a force trying to keep me low, keep me in dense energy. Um, I have fought forces, if not just one big enduring ass force that has attempted to have me end up in jail with my mother and brother, my biological mother and brother. A force that has attempted to have me take my own life, that has attempted to have me unalived by external means, by others. Um, a force that has attempted to have me stuck in false love, fake love, illusions of love, as somebody who's a lover girl, a force that has attempted to keep me poor, that has attempted to have me lose my job multiple times, get in trouble at work, get caught up in drama over and over and over again. I can go on and on and on. And it's literally been like a force. And the way I can put it in the most simple way now is I was born in darkness. Yeah. Even my astrology chart, I feel like supports this. Because for whatever reason, they do apply 15, so the double card, to Capricorn. So when they're aligning the tarot to astrology, Western astrology, the devil card is Capricorn energy. So I have a Capricorn stellium and it's in my fourth house. I got 6 planets, no sun nor moon, in my fourth house, Capricorn. All of them in Capricorn, all of them in my fourth house. It makes sense to me because today I am detached and disconnected from my family by my own efforts, my own decisions. Due to my awareness, I feel that my family backgrounds, both biological and adoptive, are full of curses, generational curses, but not just generational curses, but folks actually throwing curses on people, on me. I told you my biological brother and my mother are both in prison. My adopted brother is in prison, but my adopted brother was also my primary violator as a little girl when I was sexually abused. Primary, not only, you know, child abuse, rampant via mental, emotional, physical, sexual, you know, fatherless upbringing, you know, a lot of darkness, a lot of devil energy, of force. And I don't consider people who are sun sign Capricorn as being devilish people. No, because I'm very Capricornian. All those planets. And Capricorn, I relate to Capricorn energy very much. Saturn, Saturn. But now that I'm talking out loud, I think that's why they equate it to devil energy or the devil card. Because really, it's Saturn energy. It's Saturn. Saturn is hard. Saturn is karma, lessons, structure, restrictions, not easy. It's militant. So I think that's proposing to me an idea to look at the not just astrology for which planets align with each of the zodiac signs, but also the tarot, because I'm not really aware of how the planets and zodiac signs align with the tarot major arcana series. Only some that have stuck out to me. So yeah, um, and also, I mean, I must say, Mercury ruling Gemini, Gemini being aligned with the Lover's card, number 6. Um, I've experienced some devilish activity with folks born under the Gemini zodiac sign as well. So, very interesting. But yeah, I come from darkness. I come from darkness, and I think what sets me apart is I want to stay, and I refuse to stay. My therapist said, "Yeah, you chose the light. You you chose the light." And I add to that, and I say, I was born through such darkness via family and raised um through such darkness via family, biological, adoptive, in order to transform from darkness to light, or really to bring light to that area of darkness and commit to my light, really. Because the way my the way conviction be in my spirit, I feel like I have no choice. Like if I'm holding to my values and not betraying myself, I say I have no choice. But if you want to make it technical, technically I did have choices, and I made choices. I chose to separate myself from my biological mother and biological brother, despite how much I was happy to reunite with them when I did. But they both were threatening my livelihood with the fact that I loved them both so dearly, and they both were pulling on me to different extents to assist them in ways while they're in prison that could end me up in prison. I had to choose to separate myself. I had to choose to realize we are not aligned, even though we're blood. But see, I wasn't raised with them, so that hadn't been my perspective. I chose to separate myself from my adopted. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So I did choose. I made choices. But I must say, my spirit is, it gets so convicted. My conscience is so loud that I actually do be feeling as if I actually have no choice. Like there is only one way for me, you know? So I've risen out of very heavy forces of darkness. And I usually don't say forces. I say a force. It's been a very strong force. And there's been more. There's been more things. Not enough time to talk about them all. But so yeah, it's like I was made from darkness. But I live in light. But because I was made from darkness, I know darkness. I know darkness. Um, I recognize darkness. But because it was my default in terms of what I would see, in terms of what I knew, as opposed to light, at least when looking at those around me and looking at where I came from and where I was as a youth, I didn't see the darkness as darkness. I just saw it as family. So I saw it as an alignment with love. So that explains why just about every man that I've loved has been of darkness because I didn't see them in their darkness. It's like, yeah, you're darkness, but hey, my mama was darkness, my brother was darkness, my family was darkness. Like, my upbringing was in darkness. I was born in darkness. I still got some darkness in me. That's my default, right? Or that's my origins. So I've been out here loving men of darkness like it ain't no thing until I realize also we are not the same. Or if I feel like I have now outgrown you and you don't seem to want to grow with me, so now I gotta go. Many different reasons, but the root of it all is darkness. I wouldn't see them as dark. I see them as familiar, for real. So, yeah, I come from darkness. Um, Proven by not just my stories of my background, but my Capricorn stellium. Capricorn being in alignment with the devil card of the tarot deck, and which is 15, and 15 being the more dense energy of the number 6, my life path. I'm sure there are entities and people who have bet that I wasn't getting up out of that. I mean, look at all of that put together. I would have bet on not making it too. I would have probably been a little very worried, like she gonna end up in prison like her mama and brother. They gonna all just be the Morelands in prison. But we all got the same last name, which is interesting because my two sisters, they don't have our last names. They both have different names. But we all got the same last name, so I thought maybe we're cursed. Like the name Moreland was maybe cursed or something. And I had to break that curse because I don't want to go to prison with it. Well, nobody. I don't want to go to prison. Period. And I've been in multiple situations that could have ended me up in prison due to me being too naive and too loving to see what was going on around me and with me. The force. The force. So when I say that, I think I said this earlier, there are people, entities, organizations, I'm sure, who didn't think I'd make it to 36, who tried to make sure I didn't make it to 36. They're probably somewhere like, damn, that's crazy. Because when I review and I reflect, that's what I say. Damn, that's crazy. Like, I really made it. Today marks a very special victory for me. It does. But Spirit told me, Spirit showed me that I was going to make it. Said, look out for these numbers. Look for these numbers. This is a compass for you for a particular time period. Hey, bro, the numbers all apply to today, this year. So it's a significant time. I am happy to have made it this far. This the year of the fire horse. I'm excited about it. Fire, I love fire energy. Fire energy heats up and warms up my air, Aquarian air energy. Some of my most memorable times and moments in terms of love, passion, romance have been with fire signs, primarily Sagittarius. Um, my fifth house, Leo, fifth house, Leo energy. That's where my sun sign is. That's where my Aquarius energy is. So I understand my compatibility with fire. My moon, my moon sign is Aries, that's fire. So I like fire energy. It's passionate. It's I like to sweat, right? However, I do. It's so funny because I don't really like summertime. At least not out here. It be humid where I live now. I'm not excited for summertime, but in terms of like me generating heat when I'm exercising, I like that. Um, yeah. So, anyways, and then horse. Horse. The first thing that comes to mind is independent, but also endurance, strength, reliability. Just go, go, go. Just go, go, go. On the go, go, go. So that excites me because I resonate with all of that, of course, because I was born in the year of the horse. Um, so yeah, y'all, I don't really know how to explain it much more than I have. Like today's a very special day. It is. And after I post this, I'ma just go lay down and really relish in that information and that realization. Because it makes me happy. Because I do feel in my spirit to have made it to today. Myself, for me to have made it to today, is it is a spiritual big achievement for me. And I don't know. I feel it in my heart. I can feel it all over me. I'ma wrap this up now. Um, but yes, today this recording introduces my first episode from my Sacred Six series, which is to go all year long. So I think this year the energy of the lovers card and tarot is gonna really reveal itself to me and really let me know why I am Life Path 6 and why that does align with the lover's card and what that means. Um, that's all I'm gonna say for now. Today is the hour, so we're good. Thank you for listening. Happy Lunar New Year, and to all my fellow um, 90s babies who is also born in 1990. shout out, and I'm wishing you all the best as well as for myself, and I hope this year is as um I hope the introduction to the Lunar New Year for everybody else born in 1990 is as exciting as it is for myself. I do hope so, and I'll be on the lookout to see how's it going for others who were born in 1990 along with me. With that said, I'm gonna go now. Watch out for episode 2. Till next time, thank you. Bye.